Ahead of the highly anticipated November clash between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul, Netflix has dropped the first episode of an exclusive training camp series, offering fans a rare glimpse inside Tank's intense preparation. The footage showcases his grueling workouts and sparring sessions, each one revealing a subtle clue about how the undefeated champion plans to approach this fight. In what marks the biggest test of his career in terms of size and power difference, Gervonta Davis is pushing his limits like never before, taking on sparring partners nearly twice his size. The Netflix footage opens with Tank lacing up in the gym, preparing to face one of his heavyweight training partners. But once the sparring begins, it's clear something is different. Davis unveils a brand new approach to his boxing style, one that fans have never seen from him before.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Take deep breath when you walk. Take deep breath. Right.
Ever since Tank returned to training camp last week, everyone around him has noticed the same thing. This time, he's built different. I feel like that button has been pressed. Lamont pressed it. And I'm seeing a Tank I've never seen before. No smiles, just work and more work, said assistant coach Kenny Ellis in an interview with Mill City Boxing.
Nice, clean, crispy shots, like the first fight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't speak on what I seen, but the fight will be different.
The sparring partner didn't stand a chance. Gervonta Davis looked too sharp, too focused, and honestly too angry to let the session last more than 2 minutes. The opponent, picked for his Jake Paul-like build and style, quickly found himself overwhelmed as Tank unleashed relentless pressure, mixing speed, power, and pinpoint precision. Within minutes, his partner hit the canvas. Other sparring partners stepped in, but only one managed to survive past the 4th round. Tank wasn't just training, he was sending a message.
Listen, he's swinging for the fences.
Oh, that's the hook.
After the sparring session, Calvin Ford admitted in an interview that even as Tank's trainer, he's scared of what Davis has become. He warned Jake Paul to brace himself for a beast on fight night. When the footage hit social media, Tank's fans erupted with excitement. They'd been waiting for a sign that their favorite was locked in, and this was it. The comment section turned into a celebration, filled with fans convinced that the Tank they were seeing now was more dangerous than ever.
Look like you're playing pool with a short stick.
Fall in between him.
Fall in between them, Kev. Punch when he punch, Kev. Punch when he punch. Punch when he punch. Yep. They ain't stopped firing. We slowed down. Now we're going to commence firing again. That's what we do. We reload and come back. Yeah, you ain't got to get close, Tank, because we know you're scared to get close. Get close, Tank. Keep rolling, Kev. All the way down the road. Come to me, baby. Get low, get low.
Imagine doing all this to Jake Paul on fight night. No slow start this time. We want Tank in action from round 1. One fan wrote, "He can make Paul gas out early. No need to study him anymore. He already did that in the first fight. We want a knockout." Another chimed in, "I'll bet anyone. Tank wins this match and the judges won't even be needed." A third fan added, "This is what I love to see. I just hope he finds himself before that rematch." A focused and hungry Tank beats any version of Jake Paul. Only casuals would argue otherwise. The right version of Tank is the one we need that night. One fan who noticed Calvin Ford quietly watching from the corner wrote, "Great to see Calvin Ford back with Tank. He holds the secret to Tank's success. With him back, I'm confident Gervonta gets the win." The comment echoed the growing optimism surrounding Davis's camp. Everything seems to be falling into place for the rematch, with many believing that sometimes a loss can be a hidden blessing. As August 16th approaches, Davis has been displaying an unmatched level of passion and intensity in training, pushing himself further than ever to reclaim his dominance. When he moved to the punching bag, every strike echoed with raw power and speed, each punch sharper than the last. Before stepping into sparring, he powered through a series of medicine ball drills and intense weightlifting sessions. It's clear Gervonta Davis isn't taking this fight lightly. The first bout cost him the undefeated record he spent more than 30 fights building, and he's determined not to let history repeat itself.
Come on.
Davis is back in the gym, preparing with a level of focus that feels different, sharper, heavier, more serious than before. And the reason isn't hard to see. The Baltimore champion went through one of the most intense battles of 2025 in his last fight. And now, facing a bigger, stronger Jake Paul, he knows this test will push both his power and his pride. Recently, Davis opened up in a rare moment of honesty, admitting that his biggest fear isn't losing. It's being embarrassed, mocked by the same boxing fans who once worshipped him. The memory of taking a knee against Lamont Roach on March 1st still burns deep, and this time, he's fighting to erase that image forever.
Catch the rim, baby. Catch the rim, baby. Dance with this shit.
To make sure that mistake never happens again, Davis has brought back Calvin Ford to oversee his training. The same man who discovered him as a kid, molded his raw talent, and taught him the true science of boxing until he rose to become a world champion. Now, with Ford back in his corner, Tank is returning to the roots that built him.
Being a winner, they sparred a few times. Tank got the best of the sparring. They're just bigger and stronger now, you know? Older.
After the sparring sessions, the video showed Tank pushing himself through a grueling strength and conditioning routine, mixed with shadowboxing and long-distance jogging, all designed to make him not just faster than Jake Paul, but tougher, sharper, and more durable. That day, Gervonta was up by 4 a.m., pounding the pavement for nearly 3 hours before heading home to rest and refuel with breakfast. By 9 a.m., he was already in the gym, focused and locked in. He started with the heavy bags, throwing each punch harder than the last, testing his power and precision. From there, he transitioned to the mitts, working on rhythm and timing, before moving into a full hour of shadow boxing. Every 10 minutes, he switched focus, footwork, head movement, combinations, constantly adjusting and refining, determined to perfect every part of his game. Before a short break, Tank pushed into the iron, lifting weights, grinding through rounds of muscle-building work. And there was a clear difference this time. He was always sent an extra mile farther. Every session he pushed a few minutes longer, hit a little harder than the day before. I want to do more. I want to go harder. I want to stay motivated. Only these can help me stay focused in this fight and help me knock Jake Paul out, he said. And you could feel the resolve in every word.
Breeze mode, let's go.
During the break, Tank had lunch, took a short rest, and then went right back to the grind. This time, he faced Robert Merriweather, a familiar lightweight sparring partner, for an intense 15-round session of 5 minutes each, designed to push his endurance and sharpen his athletic edge. After the sparring, Tank shifted to targeted drills, focusing on specific body parts and boxing fundamentals. He started with precise footwork exercises, then moved on to neck-strengthening routines, the kind meant to build resilience and prevent knockouts. Every movement reflected a fighter determined to fortify every weakness before stepping into the ring.
Right there, that's good. Right there, go through that.
Oh!
You double that over there. Double that right
Oh, he
hook.
might be ready to go, y'all.
Double that right hook. Double that right hook. Give it to you. Back down there.
In another post on X, Davis was seen hammering the heavy bag for a full hour without a single break, a clear display of his stamina, grit, and technical sharpness. Sessions like that are where real champions are built, and while Davis's status as one is already unquestionable, this level of dedication shows why he's different. The power, precision, and intensity he brought to that workout were a statement. Jake Paul isn't just another opponent, he's the target. And soon, he might become Tank's personal punching bag. Jake has shown confidence in his own training, but this time, he'll have to prove it inside the ropes. Because against this version of Gervonta Tank Davis, leaner, sharper, and angrier, confidence alone won't save him. Many in Davis's camp believe the only reason his last opponent survived, as long as he did, was because he could anticipate Tank's punches. That won't be the case this time.
Something with Pro Box recently, in boxing scene about maybe the fight may not happen. So I don't know if there's anything that you can speak on or.
Yeah, he pretty much said it all, you know, like that's the fight we won, and I think that's the fight the fans won, you know, such after a great fight like that. Everybody was looking forward to
If
the
he
second
hadn't anticipated
bout,
those punches, he would have ended up like the other 28 fighters who fell to Gervonta Davis's knockout power, flat on the canvas. The new training footage was nothing short of mind-blowing, instantly racking up thousands of likes and comments across social media. Even fellow fighters, world champions, and boxing legends jumped into the comment section to weigh in. After wrapping up his body workouts, the champ moved straight to the mitts and heavy bag, unleashing a series of explosive combinations that echoed through the gym. Then, without missing a beat, he stepped into a sparring session with an unnamed partner, another test of power, precision, and conditioning, before finally taking a short break to reset for the next round of work. The video also captured Tank locked in on body workouts, stretches, and sets of push-ups. A clear reminder that the old criticisms about him not taking training seriously no longer apply. For months, many accused the lightweight champion of losing focus, especially after his brief retirement announcement. But that phase is over. Now, Gervonta "Tank" Davis looks like a man on a mission, with no room left for distractions or complacency as he prepares to step back into the ring against the very opponent who handed him the first blemish of his professional career.
Shakur, obviously, Tank Davis is the name on everyone's lips. Eddie Hearn spoke about it. Tank tweeted tonight, LOL, during the mid-rounds. What do you make of that?
That's what he's supposed to do. He gotta do that, but once again, he gotta fight next week, right? So let's see. Let's see what he do. He fighting Lamont Roche next week. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight.
Do you think
Davis's dedication to boxing has never been in doubt. His coach once revealed that Tank was moved to tears watching Adrian Broner fight in Vegas, a moment that lit a fire in him to become great. Since then, he's built a reputation as one of the sport's most ruthless finishers, with only Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roche managing to take him to the judges' scorecards since 2014. His recent streak says it all. Knockout wins over Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, and Hector Luis Garcia, the same fighter Roche narrowly defeated by split decision. Even his pre-fight rituals show his unique personality, reportedly asking his team for both normal and sour Skittles before dismantling Garcia. But while Tank's focus is fixed on reclaiming his dominance, Jake Paul has made it clear he plans to derail that mission, and do it in brutal fashion, aiming to force Davis into quitting before the final bell.
Lamont Roche, a lot more, just a lot more outspoken nowadays, talking about the Tank fight, talking about like, I'm gonna beat his ass, what, don't let me knock him out now. One of the biggest upsets in boxing. I mean, tell me, coach, go ahead.
I like Lamont Roach and his team,
Gervonta Davis stands at 30-0, with only 3 fighters ever surviving the final bell against him, a record that speaks for itself. As he prepares to face Jake Paul, Tank looks determined to extend that knockout streak and remind everyone why he's one of boxing's most feared finishers. Even veteran commentator Jim Lampley remains impressed with Davis, not only for the devastating power that's fueled so many highlight reel endings, but for the composure and precision that make his knockouts look almost effortless.
Being so overwhelmed by what I saw that I compared him openly in the chat and here on Media Row to a young Roberto Duran. Wow. My good friend Dan Rayfield pointed out to me, quote, he's 29 years old, he hasn't...
Even if Tank didn't possess that shocking punching power, he'd still be an elite lightweight, Lampley explained, because of his southpaw advantage, clever footwork, and that visible killer instinct. But what truly separates Gervonta Davis from the rest is the sheer destructive power that defines his style. He doesn't just defeat opponents, he dismantles them in ways that are both breathtaking and terrifying. Like a patient predator, Davis stalks his prey, lures them into false comfort, then explodes with sudden, violent precision that ends fights in an instant. His knockouts are cinematic, reminiscent of a young Mike Tyson, beautiful in execution, brutal in impact. And while Tyson's dominance belonged to his early years, Davis is now deep into his prime, yet still making seasoned fighters look unprepared for what's coming.
Anybody, there's no way in the world you should be comparing him to Duran. But I was thinking of the spectacular punching power for a 135-pound fighter, the comfortable will to violence, the ability to apply the violence the way he did, and it was an impressive show. I agree.
Former welterweight champion Andre Berto weighed in on the shocking announcement of Jake Paul taking on Gervonta "Tank" Davis in an exhibition fight this fall. According to Berto, the fight has nothing to do with competition or legacy. It's all about money. He claimed that, knowing the people involved, It's obvious Tank doesn't care what boxing fans think about the matchup. This isn't about pride or proving anything, Berto said. It's a straight cash grab. Tank knows what he's doing, and he's not losing any sleep over what fans have to say about it.
Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Wow. Wow, that sounds crazy. That sounds real crazy. But doing it in Atlanta was a very smart strategic move. Because one thing about Atlanta, I lived in Atlanta for a good 4 to 5 years, and I know one thing when it comes to us, anything that's popping in the city, they coming out. They coming.
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis? Wow, Berto said, shaking his head. That sounds wild, but doing it in Atlanta is a genius move. I've lived around that city for about 45 years, and I know one thing. When something big goes down in Atlanta, the whole city shows up. It's gonna be packed, no question. He acknowledged the backlash from die-hard boxing fans, who see the fight as a circus act rather than a serious bout. But Berto believes that's just the reality of modern boxing. Right now, boxing is all entertainment, he explained. People don't understand. This game's changed. Tank doesn't care what anyone thinks anymore. After that Roach fight, when he felt like everyone turned on him, he was done trying to please fans. He even talked about retiring. Now he's chasing the bag. He's doing what's best for him, not what makes the critics happy.
The city is coming out. So the city will be coming out. It's going to be packed. A packed house in Atlanta to come out. But of course, support Gervonta. Because like I say, Jake ain't never in his life going to see a stadium so filled with black people in his life. You know what I mean? They coming out. It's going to be crazy, right? I see a lot of people in the comments, of course, they're upset about it.
He's going to go in there and get the bag, Berto continued. And I know Al Heyman probably told him straight up, forget what everyone's saying. I'm sending you to the bank. Go get your money, and whatever you do after that, that's on you. People need to understand the psychology here. Tank's not worried about opinions or critics. He's focused on cashing out and moving on. But beyond the business side, Davis is also preparing for a tougher battle. One that extends beyond the ring. Despite the noise, he's putting in the work, sharpening both his body and mind for Jake Paul. And when it comes down to experience and ring IQ, Tank holds the edge over the self-proclaimed problem child. That's all for now. For the latest updates, moments, and stories from the boxing world, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned, because the fight game never sleeps.